What are common endgame weaknesses for white in the modern defense? Have you ever wondered what pitfalls white might face in the endgame when playing against the modern defense? Let's break down some common weaknesses that can arise. In the modern defense, white often aims to control the center and launch attacks on the king side. However, this aggressive approach can lead to specific structural and positional weaknesses in the endgame. One major issue is pawn structure vulnerabilities. White can end up with doubled pawns, particularly on the e-file. These doubled pawns can become easy targets for black, reducing white's pawn mobility and making them more susceptible to attack. Another factor is the overextension of the center. When white pushes pawns to e4 and f4, it can create an overextended center. If black responds with timely pawn breaks like c5 or e5, white's pawns may become isolated or backward. This can turn into a liability during the endgame, where pawn structure is crucial. Development and king safety also play a significant role. White's aggressive early moves can sometimes delay full development or castling. This can leave the white king more exposed in the endgame. Black often looks to exploit this by forcing exchanges that favor their better coordinated pieces. Piece coordination is another area of concern. After exchanges, white's pieces may become less coordinated, especially if black successfully trades queens. This can result in fewer active pieces for white, making it harder to support pawn advances or defend weaknesses. Lastly, consider the impact of pawn islands and structural complexity. While black's pawn structure can be more fragmented, if white's pawns become doubled or isolated, their weaknesses become more apparent. This can be decisive in the endgame, where the pawn structure often determines the outcome. For white players facing the modern defense, it is essential to maintain a solid pawn structure. Avoiding premature pawn pushes that create weaknesses is key. Completing development efficiently and preparing for potential endgame scenarios where pawn weaknesses and king safety matter is also vital. Be cautious about exchanging queens too early if it leads to structural disadvantages. By being aware of these common endgame weaknesses, white can navigate the complexities of the modern defense more effectively and aim for a stronger position as the game progresses.